And no, don't want to create a room. I have to go live more often here because it always gives me these messages like this is my first time going live. So let's see here. It's walking me through all the steps. All right. Welcome, welcome. Visionly coaching. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. I'm challenging myself to go live more often because I just want to. Finally, I got to a space where I want to, as opposed to feeling obligated or feel like I have to. So I'm super excited. Thank you for joining me today on Instagram. I do want to talk about something specific, but I'm going to wait and see if other people will join because as you all know, I am an inner work coach. Hello. Thank you for joining. I am in, I was saying, did I do that right? Yep, I need to come on here live more often. I'm waving at everybody too much. But I was saying that I am an inner work coach and I work with women specifically and teens, and we do the inner work. And what that means is we do like the deeper work beyond the surface. We go within and we heal, honor, empower, accept, and love ourselves unconditionally. And it's always good to do this work, and I'm so excited to be able to do this work because it's I think it's necessary. As a matter of fact, this morning in my free coaching group, we talked about soul care, and I think that that's really important. So if you are not a part of my free coaching group, you can join. It's on Facebook. All you have to do is search for inner work sessions. And once you do that and you click on it, there will be 3 questions for you to answer, and then you can actually get access to the group. There are some recordings there. We have a monthly session there. It's always fun to do that and be in that space with those amazing women, and I would love for you to join us. So what I wanted to share with you today really quickly, just 5 things, and these are 5 mistakes people make when they're doing the inner work. And the reason why it's important that we understand the mistakes that people make when they do the inner work is because I think that when people make these mistakes, they feel like they're doing it wrong or they want to give up. And it's not necessarily a matter of doing it right or wrong. It's just a matter of being consistent, because consistency is always key to breakthrough in anything that you do. And so with that, hold on, let me get this notification off. There we go. And so with that, you just have to understand that, you know, you may make these mistakes, but this doesn't mean that you give up. This doesn't mean that you you stop doing whatever it is that you're needing to do to free yourself, to heal yourself, to get yourself to a space where you want to be in your life. So with that, let's get into it. The first mistake that people make when doing the inner work is they become really impatient. Because you think that I'm doing it. Like, you start something, you start a process, you start the healing process, or the work of, I like to call it the undoing. You start the process, and then after so long, if you don't see results in the time frame that you think that you should see them, you get impatient. Well, I always like to tell people that it took years for you to get to a space or it took years for you to learn or to adopt or adapt to the old mindset that you realize no longer serves you, or the old, feelings or habits or relationships or anything that you have. It took you a long time to get that. So now that you're in a new space and you're doing the inner work, you have to be patient with yourself, because you're undoing all of those years or all of that time where you were in the mindset of whatever it is that you're wanting to free yourself from. So when you're doing the inner work, you really have to be patient with yourself. And being patient with yourself, what you're doing is you're giving yourself grace. You're giving yourself grace to undo. You're giving yourself grace to unlearn, as well as to redo and not redo, to learn and reprogram yourself for the new way of living, doing, being, and having. So that is the first mistake that people make, is they get really impatient. My encouragement to you is to stick with it. Stick with it, stick with it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to one day look up and see, oh wow, that didn't bother me like it used to, or I didn't respond or react to that like I would before. And you'll really start to see where the inner work that you're doing is really working for yourself. The second mistake is that people don't want to face their shadows, their darkness or dark side or whatever. But I want to say this, that all of who you are matters. All of who you are matters, whether it's the light side or the dark side. It all matters, because guess what? They all make up who you are. They all make up who you are. Now, what you want to do is you want to transmute the darkness into light, and there's a way and a process to do that. But you have to be willing to face it. You have to be willing to embrace it. I have a post here on Instagram talking about exposure, and that when you expose yourself, when you expose those parts of you that you tend to be ashamed of, or tend to want to ignore, when you expose that, that's the only way you're going to heal it. And I quoted Jay-Z, who says that you cannot heal, you won't heal what you never reveal. And so you have to be able to face those dark parts of you. I always like to say this, because there's a spiritual aspect to inner work. And one of the spiritual aspects is making sure that you are connected to a higher power. I consider God, but you have to make sure that you're connected, because you really can't do this alone. You have to have divine help. You can't do it alone. And so as you face these shadows, as you face these parts of you, understand and know that you have divine help. So that leads to number 3, which is you cannot leave out your divine help. And that's what people do. They think that they can do it without help, without divine help. I just talked about this in my inner work sessions for this month, about an hour ago, that you are spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. And so your spirit is the part of you that lives forever. That's the part of you that was here then, here now, and will always be. What existed then, here now, and will always be. And so that's why you do need that divine help and divine guidance. So you can't leave that part of it out when you are doing the inner work. The next one is number 4 is you compare your inner work process to others. And that's the one way. Hello, sir. That's one way that you can really become discouraged, when you are comparing yourself to other people. When you do that, I'm trying to figure out. Okay. When you do that, you really become discouraged, and when you become discouraged, then you give up. And you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't want to give up, because your journey, your path is your own. Another person's journey, another person's path is their own. And so you have to make sure that as you're doing your inner work, that you cannot compare yourself to others. Their life is theirs, your life is yours. So make sure that you are sticking to, or minding your own life. How about that? Minding your own life. And the last one is the last mistake that people make when they're doing the inner work is that they don't ask for guidance, or they don't ask for help. And this is where groups like my signature coaching program, Inner Work University, comes into play, or any other coaching group or life coach or anything comes into play, is because you really do need help. I always like to say this: you can definitely heal alone. Absolutely, you can do the inner work alone, but it's so much more beneficial when you can do it in a group, because then you have other people that are having like experiences that you can get some information from. Thank you. I'll share my background when I'm finished. I don't mind sharing it all. This is what I call my sacred space, my prayer corner, my me corner. And so I'll share more when I finish sharing this information. But thank you. But I was saying, it's good to be able to do this work when you're with other people, because then you have other people that you can share with, other people that you can who can encourage you and inspire you on your journey. So those are the 5 mistakes that people make when they do the inner work. And again, that is, number 1, they are impatient. Number 2, they don't want to face their darkness, their shadows, whatever you want to call it. They don't want to face it. And in order for you to really effectively do the inner work, you have to face it. Number 2 is they leave out their divine help. Well, that was number 3. Number 4 is they compare their inner work to others. And number 5 is they don't ask for help or guidance. You need that. So with that, that's all I really wanted to share. I just wanted to make sure that I come on and make some connections. And I figured if I came on and made some connections, I didn't want to do that without leaving you with something, some type of inspiration. So since you said, who was that said that they liked my space? Visionly Coaching. So this is my sacred space. And I'm trying to debate, do I want to get up and turn around and show you, or do I want to just grab my phone? So I've been doing some work here for the past few days, so it's messy, but I don't mind showing you at all. So on the wall here above me, there's a mirror. A part of my inner work is I do mirror work, where I actually stand and I look at myself in the mirror and I talk to myself. These are affirmations behind me here. And then of course there's my vision board. There is up top, these are what I like to call declarations. They're different from affirmations. So the affirmations are pretty much 1 or 2 sentences, whereas this is, you see, it's a whole like paragraph. So there are 4 of those up there, and these I say often, and I keep saying these because they are not only something that I am manifesting, but something that I want to continue to manifest over and over and over. So then of course there's my vision board. This is something that I teach at Inner Work University. I like to call this a spiritual science chart. So there's that. And then money, well, not real money, but some play money that I do something with every month, but I put one on my wall. This is more so my business side of affirmations and things like that. And then here, this is actually you put a candle in here and it lights up, but I actually use it to put notes in. I have a bookshelf here that has books, flowers, candles. I have pillows. I read, see if you can see that. I read the Bible, but I also read A Course in Miracles. I have a stool there with pillows and things, and then I have this over here yoga mat. If you can see that, I can't really see, but yoga mat here. And then I have different types of books, essential oils, notebooks, and things like that. And then I am sitting in a chair that I actually got this chair. So let me explain. Years ago, I realized that long story, but I used to always wear just neutral colors, black and white or browns or whatever. And it was a result of being in an abusive marriage, emotionally abusive marriage, where I was told that I couldn't, dress a certain way or look a certain way. So I would actually started wearing just neutral tones and stuff like that. So a few years ago, I asked God to help me to add more color into my life. And it's so funny because it started with this wall. It started with me just putting some Post-it notes on the wall. And then at one point I was only wearing like nude lipsticks or just a soft pink and not really color lipstick. So it started here and it evolved. And so when I was looking for a chair for my corner, I kept saying, I need a chair that matches my wall. So I went on, Facebook Marketplace, and I found this chair, and it had all the colors. And then I have a couple of pillows here in my chair. This is also just a shawl that I put on sometimes when I'm meditating, just because I feel like I want to feel covered. It's a really weird little thing, but I do that. So thank you. Very inspirational. Thank you. Yes, this is my space in my corner. It's actually a corner in my bedroom, but I love coming here to teach. This is my space where I literally can feel the energy when I'm sitting here. So I come here and I teach a lot from this space. And then of course I also have my desk. Thank you, sir, for saying that I'm hot. I appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, that's it. That's my space. And thank you for being a part of my live today. I want to encourage you again to log on to join my free coaching group. Free coaching group. My free coaching group is Inner Work Sessions over on Facebook. All you have to do when you log on to Facebook is search Inner Work Sessions, and then you click on that. And once you click on that, there will be 3 questions for you to answer. Answer those 3 questions and you'll receive access. There are some videos here of my space in more detail of what I do with all the things that I do. Also, there is a video series that we did a few months ago that I just recently reposted in that group called Tearing Down Your Walls, and talking about how we build walls up just to protect ourselves, and really we're boxing ourselves in as opposed to being out, letting our lights radiate outwardly. And then today I just did one called Soul Care. So go over on Facebook and join us. But that's all I wanted to share. Thank you for being a part of my day today. Thank you for allowing me to share with you and connect with you. Let's see, can you DM me the link to the group? I sure will. Absolutely. I tell you what, can you DM me first, because I may log off and forget your name, or don't spell it properly. So if you can DM me first and tell me, just say link, and I will send you the link. But with that, thank you. I appreciate you, and thank you, sir. I appreciate you too, for joining me. Who else is here? Is that Taylor? Hello. So let's see, is there anything else? I did mention my bookshelf in my space. I do have some books on here. On this bookshelf specifically, I have only books that I read over and over and over again. So I have a big bookshelf in my living room with books, but the books that make it in here are the books that I actually study. And so yeah, I didn't show you this part either, so let me show you this real quick. I have a box here, and these are my tools, and these are my post-it notes, notepad, meditation bracelet, binder. I also have a, what's this called, where I put this on the floor and I meditate on that. What's it called? Mandala blanket. So yay. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being awesome too, honey. I appreciate it. So with that, I'm getting off now. So I always like to end with this. You are the work of God. God's work is wholly lovable and wholly loving. What's a meditation bracelet? Okay, what's a meditation bracelet? Basically, just a bracelet. Actually, this is not an original idea. This is from another coach, but it's just a meditation bracelet where you use it to, in the same way that you use a rosary, or the Muslims, they use their prayer beads, where you just use bead by bead, and you say a mantra, you say a thought, whatever it is that you want to reprogram yourself. And basically what it does is it just helps you keep count of what's, not really necessarily keep count. It basically helps you with the repetition of what you're saying. So love, if you want to create love in your life, you just bead by bead, love, 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 and it shifts your mindset and shifts your vibration, but also helps you focus on the thing that you're saying. So that's that. That's it. Are there any other questions? Any questions about my space? Any questions? Thank you for being here, for everyone who's logged on and everything. And I don't wear this bracelet. I mainly keep it in this box here, and I just pull it out whenever I want to use it when I'm in this space. So yeah. Any other questions before I log off? All right, well, that's it. Thank you for joining me live today, and I will be back sometime this week, because I am committed, because of the class that I did today in Inner Work Sessions called Soul Care. I'm committed to doing a weekly soul care check-in just to see how everyone is doing. So I will be back again next week, and hopefully maybe a little throughout the week too. So with that, thank you again. Know this, you are the work of God. God's work is wholly lovable and wholly loving. Take care.